Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Wednesday. I normally stream here on Fridays, but I thought I'd pop in because there's been some developing news that I thought you guys might want to know about. Again, not going to be on here too long, but keep in mind it was almost 100 degrees today here in Michigan. My shop is up in the mid 90s right now. I'm sweating profusely and was actually getting ready to go take a shower and get ready for bed. But I just heard about this a few minutes ago and wanted to tell you guys. So the breaking news, and again, one more time, this is still developing. Not here to try to get anybody going crazy, not trying to fearmonger. It's developing. However, from a pretty reputable source, we're finding out that the former vice president is using kind of a weird end around to probably try to ban, if you will, or at least ban the sale of M855 green tip, 62 grain, 5.56 ammo from the Lake City factory. Okay. There's no discussion about them banning what you already have or making it illegal to transfer it. But I'm going to bring up this article, The Truth About Guns reported on it. And they're citing a quote from Larry Keene of the NSSF. That's the National Shooting Sports Foundation. And like I said, guys, I was just getting ready to go to bed. I know it's kind of too late to do a stream, but the purposes of this is just so you guys can be informed, okay? We're on YouTube. I'm not allowed to promote sites that deal in any of these types of things. However, I am on Locals, which is another site. If you're interested in any Lake City M855 or other things, check the description. There's a post to a recent Locals post. It's free to join or a place you guys can support. And you can check that out there, and there's a pretty good selection. Very reasonable right now. But that's not the purpose of doing this. I just know whenever I do these videos, people are like, where can I? How can I? Go over to my Locals. I know a lot of you guys are there. There's a link down there in the description. So I'm going to share this right now. And you guys can decide for yourselves. Again, this is breaking news. It just popped up within the last 2 hours online. I was literally getting ready to take an ice cold shower. My friend Mateo, who's a channel moderator here, a lot of you guys know him. He helps out a lot. He called me up and said, dude, did you hear about they might be banning the sale of M855? I said, no, because the former vice president and Obama already tried that back when he was the former vice president. Remember that? They were going to consider it AP ammo, even though it's not. It has a mild steel penetrator core. And we fought back and we won and we stopped it. This isn't going to be a ban like that. It's going to be a complete end around. So let me get over here and share my screen, and we can just talk about this for a minute. And I just want people to know, one more time, this is developing. This is a rumor, but coming from a source that would generally be in the know, okay? So the person that tweeted this isn't a nobody. Could he be wrong? Oh, gosh, I hope so. But this is one of the people in the most premier industry organization in this country, the NSSF, okay? I'm going to grab this super chat because I really appreciate it. I'll deal with Susan Wiki afterwards, but whenever I go live, I don't start off by monetizing them. So none of you guys should see an ad in here. I'll deal with them afterwards. You might if you're watching it on replay. So I really appreciate it, man. Thanks to Bowtie Life for the $10 super chat. Said, you're my boy, Blue. Let's go, Brandon. The former vice president, right? Let's go, Brandon. Now, look, I'm going to hide this super chat just so I can share my screen, but I appreciate you, the Bowtie Life. This has nothing to do with whether I think M855 is the best or you want it, but I know it's a very, very popular ammunition, and we're going to see here that it accounts for about 30% of the market share in the United States. Now, as I'm pulling this up, keep in mind the Russian ammo ban, which all Russian ammo collectively was 20, 30 or more percent of the U.S. ammo supply. How much of that was 223 versus other calibers? It's hard to find those stats, but we just got done with the Russian ammo ban that's banned. There just might be some left in warehouses. So this is just like boom, 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 and they're not going to stop. I hope this isn't true. Even if this isn't true, they'll be coming again. But check this out. I mean, let me pull this up real quick here. All right, you guys should be able to see. what I'm seeing at this point, and this is from TTAB or TTAG, I'm sorry, and I have a link down there in the bottom of the description for this article if you guys would like to look. So they start off breaking. Biden administration moves to cut off Lake City. They say 223556. I'm sure that's for keywords, but this is 556 ammo from the commercial market. And they're citing a quote from Larry Keane, okay, of the NSSF. Larry Keane, this is this afternoon. Breaking news. The U.S. military is actively considering shutting down the sale of M855, otherwise known as SS-109 ammo from Lake City to the commercial market. Okay. And it says apparently not content with their efforts so far to make gun ownership more difficult and expensive for Americans. Guys, diesel is up to $6.29 a gallon right now. It's getting really expensive just to live. If this comes to fruition, or when or if it does, when you remove something that's the most popular, it doesn't matter if it's your favorite or not. There's just less pickings for everybody. Everybody fights over a finite resource, and prices continue to go through the roof if they haven't enough already. A source tells TTAG the Biden administration is taking steps to constrict the availability of 5.56 ammunition available to the average shooter. A person with knowledge of the situation tells us that more than just considering the move, Winchester, which operates the U.S. Army's Lake City ammunition plant, has been informed that it may no longer sell M855 and SS-109 ammunition produced in excess of the military's needs on the civilian market. How would that affect the civilian supply? Well, between all the 223 and 5.56 ammo that civilians buy, they understand as much as 30% of that is produced by Lake City. So I'm going to give you guys the 20,000 foot flyover of what's Lake City. Well, it's actually a government-owned ammo plant. However, it has been for a long time operated by privately held companies that have military contracts. So it was Winchester at one time. It was the Olin Chemical Company at one time, which has been with Winchester, right? Winchester is part of Olin still today. Then it was Federal and AKT and the 5 different versions and corporate structurings of that company and conglomerate. And then fairly recently, within the last 2 years, it's gone back to being managed and operated by Winchester, the Olin Company. So it's kind of a weird situation where the government owns the factory, but it's run by, in this case, Winchester, otherwise known as Olin. That's their parent company, right? And in the past, like I said, you guys have seen it sold as Federal Lake City. They would sell mainly to the military in rounds like M193, M855, and then it was generally accepted that it was their overrun. Some people said it was their reject. Some people said it was expired. I don't know exactly behind the curtain, but basically the stuff that they made in excess of what the military needed. So the military would always get the first, dibs on it. And then if there was extra, it could be sold to the United States commercial market, right? And that's what I'm holding right here. If you guys are interested in looking for something like this, I can't talk about it on YouTube, and I'm not. Check out that locals post that I made, okay? Free to join if you guys aren't already over there. I do weekly live streams where I touch guns, and it's a lot of fun. So a government ordnance factory, which means it's a weird kind of partnership. It's managed and run by, currently at the moment, Winchester. This is stuff that's available right now. This is a fairly modern case here. A lot of you guys probably have the Federal. They got the contract or whatever. Winchester did, away from Federal recently. But from what I understand, and it's hard, it's all convoluted, yes, the United States Army, which the commander-in-chief of the Army is the former vice president, okay? That's how it works, unfortunately, in this case. The Army does have the authority to dictate to them because it is a United States-owned operation managed by Winchester. So would that prevent Winchester from making 223 whatever loading? No. But for whatever reason, I know you guys are going to have different opinions on this. No doubt many people watching right now, this is your favorite round. I mean, they're saying it accounts for about 30% of the U.S. consumption of 5.56. So clearly this stuff's extremely popular. We could talk about out of what barrel lengths and against a certain vest or helmet, and that's a conversation for another day. And some of you guys may or may not know more than me about it, but here's the point. From Larry Keene, was the person that originally broke this with a tweet. The link to this article is down there in the description. And then The Truth About Guns reporting in the article that I just showed on the screen. They're finding out from an inside source, someone that's in the who's who that probably knows what's going on, right? That, let me read the exact wording here. Because again, I'm not on here to start a rumor, guys. This is developing. And I thought about, you know what? I'm just going to probably sleep on this for a day or two and find out once we get more info. But I'm like, you know what? Everyone else is going to report on it on YouTube, and then maybe it'll sell out everywhere, and I'd hate for my viewers to get stuck having to get ripped off. Not suggesting any of you guys run for this tonight. If you do, though, I do have some great deals over on that locals post. But again, that's not the purpose. I just wanted you guys to know. Because I know for a fact, I talk to a lot of you guys. I read all the chats afterwards. I read so many comments. I know this is a very, very favorite ammo. This is the favorite ammo of many people for many different reasons, right? So they said, let's see here. A person with knowledge of the situation tells us that more than just considering the move, Winchester, which operates the U.S. Army's Lake City ammunition plant. The Army owns the plant Winchester currently operates, has been informed that it may no longer sell M855, which has the SS-109 projectile, ammunition produced in excess of the military's needs on the civilian market. And this sounds like something they would do. Developing, I hope it's not true, but this sounds like something they would do to me. That's why I thought I would at least bring it up. And I'm citing my source that I have, and they're citing their source in the article. Because this isn't an act of Congress. This wouldn't even be something from the AFT, who's already been shot down on this topic before. As far as I know, they can just say, for any reason or no reason, it's in the best interest of the United States Army to not sell this to civilians. They might say something like, we need to have the efforts put towards something more military oriented or whatever. It doesn't take a very high threshold for them just to tell them that. And it wouldn't maybe legally be considered them banning anything, right? But that would be the effect if they're banning the sales to commercial people, which is you. And even if you guys are active duty right now, enlisted or commissioned, yeah, it might not ban you from having it on your base, but you're still banned from like buying it at home, right? So when you're outside of uniform, you're banned from it. Again, there's nothing in here talking about them banning any type of transfer. There's nothing that's saying that you can't have it if you already have it. That's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about potentially, allegedly, according to this article, talking about removing up to 30% of the supply of 5.56 ammo in the United States. And this comes right nicking on the heels of removing all the Russian ammo. Now, SS-109, which is what many other countries will simply call it, because M855 is the United States M designation. They paint the tips green. We call it green tip of 62 grain NATO spec 5.56 SS-109. Yeah, Norma makes an SS-109, and I've featured that on locals before. I'm not tiptoeing around to be vague, guys. I can't talk about any of these places because we're on YouTube, right? And I'm very closely watched here, okay? Very closely watched. So Norma makes SS-109. You could argue back and forth, is it virtually the same? Pedantic semantics, maybe, but it doesn't have the green on the tip, and it's not made at Lake City, and it's not made in the USA. And I've seen time and time again, the general public, my viewers, people I know outside of YouTube at the little gun shop, people always want the green tip. You could set Norma SS-109 right next to this, 10-20% more for the actual, whether it was Federal back in the day or now Winchester. If it's got the green on the tip and it's made in the USA, this stuff has always had a premium. Now, I've been told, you know, some of that is just kind of nostalgia reasons, but I've also been told by many reloaders that Lake City has the best brass. I've heard people say one of the best brass. So you guys can all decide for yourself. But again, 30% of the United States 223,556, when you combine them together, according to this article, is this stuff right here. So the impact could be huge, clearly. I don't know. What do you guys think? I hope this is not true, but it was reported by one of the biggest gun publications online. The tweets coming from Larry Keane. I don't know him personally, but he's saying they're actively considering shutting down the sale. So take it for what it's worth, guys. That's why I was trying to be transparent. That banned ? We don't know right now. Actively considering is not to be misconstrued with they already have done. Now, maybe they've done it and we just don't know, right? I don't know. I just wanted you guys to know because it's good just to know information ahead of time. Here's a perfect example, and this is why I actually came on to do this stream. Am I going to suggest anybody right this minute just run out and deprive your baby of their formula? Well, that was a bad, I'm not joking. That was a bad example. You can't even buy that right now. But look, don't let them foreclose on your house and empty out your life savings. Take care of your family like you always need to first. Am I saying to go out and max out your credit cards for this? No, I'm not suggesting that either. However, I would guess there's probably at least a dozen or two people watching. It's like, you know what? I kind of think I'm going to buy a case of M855 green tip in the next day, week, month. And you've got the money sitting there and you just ain't got around to it yet. If you're in that scenario, it probably wouldn't hurt to get what you're going to. If you were already going to anyways and you have the means to do so, I need to see some more concrete evidence of this before we can go into a full out, it has been banned. Right now, it's just a strong rumor from what I consider to be a pretty reputable source. So I want you guys to take everything I'm saying completely into context here. But like I said a few minutes ago, it would not surprise me. This seems like something in the vein they would do. Let's just say this. Would anybody be surprised if they would be trying some kind of weird end around? I don't know. I'm going to get off in just a minute here. I didn't want to do a long stream. I was going to do like a 5-6 minute video. Maybe that'd be better for the people rewatching, but I think I got the actual gist of it right out in the open. So it's just, it takes a while. When you do a standalone video, you have to come on first and record the video. I replay it to make sure there's not any digital glitches. Sometimes there is, and I have to start over from the beginning, trim the beginning and end off of it, upload it to YouTube. It has to go through this whole processing, rendering. This was the way I could get it to you guys the quickest. I know my friend Jared from Guns and Gadgets will do little streams like this that are unplanned just because it's just the quickest way to get it to you, right? Banner says not sourced yet. Look, I'm not trying to conflate anything, okay? There is a source, okay? I cited my source. The link's right down there in the description, guys, okay? So go read the article for yourself. You can click, when you get to that article, you can click right on the tweet from Larry Keane. That's a source. If you guys want to trust Larry Keane, I'm sorry. I'm like really, really hot right now, guys. Like, I'm going to get off in just a minute. It's like borderline whether it's safe for me to be in here much longer. I mean, we're talking like 94.5 degrees in this shop, plenty humid, and it's kind of like I'm literally sitting in a sauna. So Larry Keane is kind of a who's who in the industry, though. This isn't just like Joe Blow across the gun shop, just kind of counter, which there's really smart people at the gun shop. I get that too, but this isn't just random Joe Blow saying, hey, I bet you he might possibly maybe do this. It's I don't know. No problem, Banner. I just wanted to read your original thing there because it's like, no, we're not saying that this 100% has happened. I'm not saying that. I'm not at all. But here's the problem. Hindsight's 20/20, guys. That's just how life works. If this gets 100% confirmed and if it ends up being 100% true, you'll find out after it's already too late. Like if all of a sudden you're like, breaking, there will be no more. It's 100% confirmed, 100%. It'll just be like gone or jacked up double price. So when you find out for sure, then it's usually too late. Hopefully this doesn't happen at all. I really, really hope this doesn't happen at all. I don't want you guys to trust me on anything right now. I'm just telling you that in my opinion, these are, they do have what would be considered a reliable source. I mean, look, just do a quick Google search on who Larry Keane is. I'll do it right now. I already know who he is, but let's see what Google says about Larry Keane. Larry Keane is Larry Keane, National Shooting Sports Foundation. So, I mean, I'm looking at his LinkedIn here. Went to Fordham University School of Law. He's corporate nonprofit, GC, government relations / public affairs expertise. You know, maybe not the most famous guy, but he's known within the different circles. He deals with a lot of government stuff, clearly. So there you guys go. What do you guys think? Could you see them doing this? It's a weird thing how Lake City works. And again, I don't have any access behind the curtain. I'm sure some of it's classified, whatever. It's a military operation. But the Army actually owns the Lake City factory. And it has been Remington. It was Remington from like, I don't have this in front of me, but I'm going to say like maybe 1941 until 85. Okay. It was Remington. Then it was the Olin Corporation, which when I say Winchester and Olin, I do repeat myself. You can see on the back of this box right here, see Olin USA. And then it went from the Olin Chemical Company to Federal. And then you'll see it changed hands 5 times, but still technically stayed within Federal. AKT / whatever. Federal's been part of many conglomerates, right? They held it up until I want to say maybe 2 years ago. Was it around 2019, 2020-ish? Then Winchester got it back. They manage and they run the plant, but they do not own the plant. They do not own Lake City. So, one more time. Other companies make SS-109, which there might be nuances, like which powder do you prefer the most? Which one has a better brass case? But other than that, SS-109 and M855, certainly they're comparable. I think anyone would agree on that, just in broad strokes. Certainly about the same thing, right? We also have a company called PMC out of Korea. They actually make an M855 5.56 that actually has green painted on the tip. I don't know if that would affect them or not. And the only reason I say I don't know is I've heard both sides of this, but I have heard that the actual projectiles will be purchased sometimes and sold to other ammo manufacturers. So I don't know. There's a chance maybe PMC is buying their projectiles from Lake City. I don't know for sure. Or maybe they're making their own and just painting them green. I'm not sure. So there you guys go. We'll see what happens here. I think I explained it pretty thoroughly. I've been here for over 20 minutes. If anyone's just joining, because I know people are going to come and go on a stream this time of night, go back to the beginning. I tried to get to the point as quickly as I could. Maybe a little bit scatterbrained tonight because I'm borderline delirious sitting here in the heat of my unconditioned shop. But that's okay. I'm going to go take a cold shower soon. I'll leave with this. It's developing. The link is down there in the bottom of the description for the article. The article includes the tweet from Larry Keane. You can look at that. There has been no official announcement. However, I'm going to read the wording one more time. A person with knowledge of the situation tells us that more than just, quote, considering the move, Winchester, which operates the U.S. Army's Lake City ammunition plant, has been informed that it may no longer sell M855 and SS-109 ammunition produced in excess of the military's needs on the civilian market. That's the news I wanted to bring to you guys. Go click on the article, read it for yourself, okay? And I'll say this again because I said it at the beginning, but I'm sure half the people watching now aren't the same people that were on here when it started. I'm not trying to fearmonger you. I'm not trying to get you to run out for this stuff. If you already knew you were going to buy some in the next day, week, maybe month, why not, right? Why not? If you don't like this stuff or you don't have the money for it or whatever, then don't do anything. I just thought you guys would want to know, because if this does get bona fide and a proven fact that it's true, well, you know, so I have a post on locals that's adjacent to this. Again, not trying to promote that post. It's just I'm trying to head off the 10 million questions I might get afterwards of people saying that, where do I, whatever. I can't talk about it here. That's why that locals post is down there in the description. Thanks for the super chat, T-Mac. I appreciate it. Thank you. No problem. I'm just giving you guys info. Yeah, go read it for yourself, you know. You may have just come in. I've cited my source probably so much tonight. I've got people shaking their head from me repeating myself, but the link one last time is down there in the description. So hopefully that helps you out. You know what I'm saying? And I do, and sorry guys, I know I repeat myself in these breaking news streams, but that's because I've been doing this long enough to know that I'll say the same thing 6 times, and we can yet again see in the chat right here, there's people asking, which means they just came in here. Okay. So that's why I kind of go in a full circle 3 or 4 times on a stream like this, not to insult your intelligence, just to kind of update people as they're piling in and have questions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the super chat and for being a channel member, Rudy Fenny. I appreciate it, man. He says eyedropper. Dude, I'm not teared up. Like, if you guys see beads forming, it's literally like, look, guys, I was working outside all day today. It was 100. And I had just gotten up into the air conditioning and was like getting ready to strip down and jump in like a cold shower. Like, I probably wasn't even going to turn the hot knob on with it, right? My friend Mateo calls me. He's like, dude, you need to look into this. And I did. And I'm like, well, this is developing. This is breaking, but I don't know. It would not surprise me, right? And I don't think I've heard anybody argue with that. This would not surprise me. And there's about 300 people watching right now. Eyedropper of fuel. Thanks, man. I'm a little bit out of it right now. And you did leave me a super chat just like that on Friday, Rudy. Yeah, $6.39 a gallon, an eyedropper of fuel. When you said that, hold on a minute. The people that already got the breaking news, you guys are already out of here, right? So let me just... When you said eyedropper, yes, an eyedropper of fuel. I looked up at the camera and I'm like, dude, it was right on the bridge of my nose. See where I wear my safety glasses, guys? It puts like these red indentation marks on my nose. I looked up and there was like this big bead of sweat coming off my nose. And from my standpoint, looking at myself on the screen, it looked like I was shedding a tear. So I was like, eyedropper. No, that's literally just the sweat coming down off my eyebrows and off of my, you know what I'm saying, right? No problem, Alden Davis. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Thanks for being a channel supporter, Mike McClune. I appreciate it, dude. Dude, like, look, I mean, $12 a gallon for race fuel. Oh, man. What's happening, Lance Webb? Yeah, some of you guys love green tips. Some of you guys don't. It's you know, very, very popular round. I'm more of a 7.62 by 39 guy, you know. But 5.56 AKs are really starting to make their move right now too. All right, you know what I'm going to do if I don't just get off of here? What's happening, Jeremy Wilson? Because I really like you guys. I've already broke the news. Possibly, allegedly, maybe Lake City M855 green tip could be coming to an end. I'll be just as happy as all of you combined if it's not true. But now I'm seeing all these cool people in the chat, and I want to hang out with you guys. But if I hang out with you guys too long, it may be one of those things where we're chatting away and I just don't write down. All right, one last time. Anyone just joining, check the link down there in the description. There's 2 links. There's one for my locals page where we can talk about stuff there and show stuff there we can't hear on YouTube. And also for the Truth About Guns, where you'll see their report with the tweet from Larry Keene of the NSSF. Fair enough? So nothing's happened in Congress. There is no law, but this could be a way that they could just shut her down. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will come back and talk more when I found out more. Maybe we'll have more information by the time I do my normal Friday night stream, which is less than 48 hours away. So not a problem, Roger Bird. Hey, JDV3, how's it going? I'm not going to say too much, but he's dealing with some tragedy and strife right now. He's been hit hard twice just in the last 6 months. I don't want to say too much about his personal life. If he wants to talk about it, he might in the Friday stream around locals, but I'm just going to say this for all of you guys that have become friends with Mateo. He's been a very important part of this channel. He's dealing with a lot right now, a lot, and it's hit him twice in the past 6 months, virtually the same thing. And yeah, he's going through some crap, and he's a tough guy, so pray for him. I don't want to relinquish his private information. He may or may not want to share, but if you just pray about Mateo's situation, God will know his real name. God will know who he is. He'll know what's going on if you're a person of faith. And if you're just a person of good vibes or otherwise, send him a good vibe. He's going through some stuff right now, but he'll be all right. I just got off the phone with him about 45 minutes ago. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get hydrated. I want to jump in that cold shower like so bad right now. So check the links in the description. And hopefully this is not true, but I just wanted you guys to know what I know. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching and have a good one.